3D buzz for comments, and our date for date entered. And then we've got our closing parentheses and terminator. We'll go ahead and press enter, and we've got query OK. One row was affected. Now what we need to do is we need to actually see this data inside of our table. So here's how we do it. Get ready for this one.
We're show data in table.
Wrong.
We're going to use a command that is called select. The select command is one of the most popular commands used inside of MySQL, period. Here's how it works. We're just going to say select star from, and why am I suddenly doing it in all caps? I don't know. I just felt like doing it in all caps right there. Generally when I code, like insert into would be all caps and guests would be low. Values would be all caps. It doesn't matter, though. It's not case sensitive where that's going to mess everything up if you do or don't do it. Generally, when you're typing in, especially if any of you guys go out and look at any MySQL books available in your bookstore, you'll see that all of the MySQL commands are always capitalized. This is kind of a naming convention that's been around for a long time with MySQL. Okay, so we got select star from, and we're going to say guests. This is saying select everything or select all of our fields from guests. So we'll go ahead and hit enter, and we have got one record inside that table. This is the one record. The auto ID number was set to 1. It's the first number that was available. First name was Adam. Last name was McGuire. And then we got age 46, loves 3D Buzz, and we have our date entered. Pretty easy?
Yeah.
So let's enter a second one real quick. So I'm just going to, wow, see, that's the bad thing about hitting the old up arrow here.
You could keep doing that over and over again. Like you hit up arrow 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, but that get good and messy for us.
Yep.
Let's just do it like this. So insert, let's see, null. We'll do this one as, we'll just say that she is Critter. Her last name is Mop. And I don't know. Age, hang on, 8. Comments, I love me. And let's see. And the date that this was entered.
He's so harsh.
I'm not that harsh. Date that this was entered was 1971. It's been a long time since anybody's been there. Since, let's see.
It's because it's 3D Buzz.
Yeah, hey, be nice.
I'm just kidding.
Wrap that
I love
microphone.
3D Buzz.
03-05. At this time in real world, I was 1 year old. And we'll go ahead and close that off and input. So there we go. Now I'm just going to hit up a couple of times again. So we got select star from guests. And you can see now that we have 2 records that are being stored inside of our table. Okay, Adam McGuire and Kristen Mop. Or
That's
Critter
Mop.
I know, I was correcting my own self. Thank you very much.
That's Ms. Mop to you.
Yeah. So anyways, pulling out my weapon here. So anyways, the big thing I want you to point out is you see as we're going through here, entering more records, that auto ID number has gone from 1 to 2.
Does that automatically.
Does that automatically. Remember,
auto increment.
Hence, auto increment.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Whatever, Buzz.
That's what I said.
So, I know you did. She just didn't catch you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, real quick, even though I don't want to spend a lot of time getting into how complex we can make select statements, just in case any of you guys out there new to all of this end up making a table that's got a whole lot of records in there, it's real handy to be able to go in and say, query me out specific records. What if I wanted to say select, see, notice now I'm doing it all lowercase. Before actually getting to the query, let me do this. Instead of saying star, what do the asterisks mean again?
The asterisk means all field names.
So if I wanted to say, just give me all of my first names back, I could, instead of having the asterisk, I could simply say first name, okay, from guess. Huh? And now, if I hit enter, look what it's done. Instead of returning me back my entire record sets, I get back just first name, Adam Critter. I could even come in here and say select first name, comma, last name from guests. Now I get your first name and your last name only. Go ahead, Logan. You're bouncy over there. You want to throw something in there? Do it.
Yes, this gets very, very useful in a real world situation where you're storing lots of data. Doing this method where you're only pulling the exact data you need makes your selects more efficient and
much faster.
Right.
Yeah, much efficient. Yes. You're right.
And it's good to make sure all your queries are as efficient as possible if you're running like a real web server and
because we don't want to tie our processing power up.
Yeah, and a bunch of data that you end up never using.
Exactly. Okay, so now we've looked at how we can actually pull out just specific fields. Now what I want to do is let's take just a quick look at how we can go in here and actually query out data now. In other words, instead of saying give me everything, I want you to give me out just records that match specific criteria. So I could say, let's go with, what if I wanted to pull out, well, let's just do this. Select everything, okay, so there's my asterisk, from guests where. Okay, so now we're going to introduce where into this whole select statement command. What where allows me to do is go in there and put in some, basically some criteria that must be matched by the query to produce the record set. Before you get information back, it's got to match this. In other words, where first name equals Adam. Okay? Anything you want to add to that, Logan?
Nope, that should work.
And we'll just go ahead and hit enter. And instead of getting Adam and Critter back, we just get Adam back now. And if we would have had 15 different Adams inside a table that had 60,000 records in it, we'd have got just the Adams back, the ones that had Adam in the actual first.